When I was 15 years old, I read a book from my sister called Success Skills. And it was a very scary concept for a high schooler who wanted everything, including success at the period, and was doing pretty much everything to actually succeed. But now I relate to the book a little bit more. See, for the first time, I started painting when I was 16 or 17. I was doing it just for fun. It made sense. My neighbor was the artist. All the supplies were available. I really didn't need to go out of my way so much to actually make dreams come into reality or into fruition at the time. And that process was very beautiful. It was freeing, it piqued my interest, and it was very easy to implement at the time. In reality, I botched my first painting, and I think I actually botched a lot of them in the period, probably the first 10 paintings. Um, but the urge and the love for creating art continued on. I think one of the things that I've learned in the last few years, or just much more in the last year, is that actually that I was always an artist. I remember when I was younger, my mom would teach me how to crochet, and then she tried teaching me how to knit, but I really think I really liked crocheting at the time, so knitting really never hit the spot, or like made the card we'd sing together. She'd make us like do school presentations. I think I had such serious stage fright when I was younger. I used to shake so much. But now I'm so confident. It's so full circle. How maybe at the time I was just a little introvert, not wanting to do things, but never in my way per se, just going on and doing things bravely during the journey. And that gave me a lot of life. Creating was actually something that was part and parcel of my life when I was younger, and has continued to be part of my life even as I grew up. So I think for me, my fallout, and I wouldn't call it a fallout per se, but well, I was seeking love, or loving myself in uni and each moment in between. I think I'd paint to just have fun and enjoy. Everything had paint in it. My beddings, my shirts, like literally my mom's house was also full of paint everywhere. And over the process, I just discovered how everything was beautiful in the process of creating. But I got into my biggest stumbling block in the period, which was when I started selling art, or when I was pushed to get my biggest commission, because I got stuck. I felt like it was too big, so different, so unexpected. I had to do so much learning, which was so unorthodox for me, and like had to go out of my way so much. And I think, honestly, maybe it broke me. I prepare paintings that I've worked on lately, I feel like I haven't quite seemed to move on from that reality. I feel like I'm stuck in the process of unleashing and canvas from its paper, to actually committing to get bigger paint bundles for acrylic paints, wondering whether whatever I create will actually be adequate. In as much as it isn't for the world, but it is instead a creation process for me. So while I pocketed my pay in the period and repainted the piece, I think I did it like 7 times. Like I painted white over it, put the gesso again, almost scrapped up the whole like board and did the whole thing over and over, but I never quite seemed to get it. Like I remember once I was almost done, someone mentioned how the rocks looked like they were just scribbly lines, and that made me paint the whole piece again on white. So I did it so long, and while it was a commission, there was the pressure that I had to deliver at the time, because I'd already received part of the pay. So I had to commit to actually completing it, and it took over a year to actually work on it. So that whole process made my original love for things take a turn. I think I used to enjoy the process of making mistakes and learning it daily. And now I was being expected to morph into like a new creation form. Before I was doing African landscapes, and for that piece I had to do like a more scenic background, and it was so unorthodox, out of the ordinary. I had to work so hard for it, which made me honestly get drained. Yeah. So I've now been in a period of adjusting, and now is such a long I've been in a period of adjusting for the last few years, honestly. I feel like I've not quite moved on from my smaller pieces. A few months ago, in December actually, I got my first big canvas, and I just committed to getting it because I knew I wouldn't get out of the rut, like of being stuck on wondering what to create on it. And even while I've had it for the last 4 months, I still haven't gotten to actually feeling free enough to know what I'll create. And it's a painting which I'm gonna create just for my house. So that's the crazy thing about the whole pressure to create, and how it ends up making me not actually create anything in the end. So I'm now in a new quest, like hoping that whatever I create will be enough. And in this new quest, I'm trying to rediscover my love for painting and creating art. And that doesn't mean that I haven't been creating in the past. I just have been stuck on like paper versions of art, not really committing to bigger pieces. And I hope to discover what being an artist to me has changed, or what the interplay between art and different art forms is, as I keep creating and discovering my love for art and seeing how it's gonna morph into a new identity. And that's gonna be the journey that I'm going on, or that I'm on. I hope that I'm becoming a butterfly and really like to fly with all my wings intact.